seen them hate when I was down. They never thought that I would blow up and get them rags.
Another day, another banger, man. And 2025 has been a complete shit show. Who the fuck and why the fuck did y'all vote for Trump, my nigga? The world is going to shit. Banks are closing down and all kind of shit, man. Let's talk about this shit.
Okay, I was just thinking about this, and I used to be a spicy dancer, scripper, if you will, and
Okay.
I was doing, like, a dance for this one guy, and, like, we were talking, right? And usually, like, the few things that I used to ask when I used to be a scripper.
Okay, I'm sorry for the context, my niggas. Like, I wasn't expecting this, but yeah, I guess we getting somewhere.
Was like, you know, what do you do for work? Where do you stay at? All that, just like, you know, make small talk. And this guy said he was a banker, like a big banker,
Okay.
like CEO type banker, right? And he was like, and I'm gonna tell you something, and you should listen. And I was like, okay. And I don't want to make y'all nervous or anything, but this man said that he's been working in finance pretty much his whole life. And he is supposed to like monitor like trends in finances and stuff. And he was like, by 2025, most of our banks are going to be closed. And
Dang.
we're going to be struggling to fund like anything because all of like the prices of living is going to skyrocket so high that people aren't going to be able to like pay for things. Which is gonna like fuck up a bunch of other shit. I'm not a finance bro, but he was essentially like, yeah, like banks are gonna start shutting down in 2025. And like I was just watching this fucking video of this dude being like, everything's gone wrong in 2025, restart it, and all the comments were like 2025 is giving 2020.
I mean, what the fuck do y'all think? Seriously. Drop your honest opinion right now down below in the comments. What is your honest opinion about 2025 so far? We got plenty more left, so this shit still can come true.
And then I started thinking about, like, what do I know about 2025? And then the only thing I could think of was this random customer at the strip club being like, in 2025, all the banks of America are going to shut down. So, like, make sure that all your money is cash and, like, all this other stuff. And, like, this guy could have been crazy. He's just a random man at a strip club. But on the off chance that he was actually some CEO banker guy and has been doing finances for his whole life and does follow finance trends, should we be worried? Should we be worried? I feel like we should be worried. Anyways.
I mean, honestly, these ain't the type of conversations you usually hear about at a fucking strip club, my nigga. But with that being said, that's the reason I would take it serious. Why the fuck are you telling a stripper this, my nigga? She don't give a damn. Obviously, this one did, so he got lucky. But why? Shit crazy, bro. 2025 is going downhill.
The United States is about to break and nobody is willing to talk about it. If we as a country don't make a change here, we are cooked.
Definitely. I'm sorry about the volume. I don't know why the video was so low. I got it on full volume. Everything's on full volume, so I'm gonna just shut the fuck up for this.
Doesn't give it the attention it deserves. Politicians won't say it out loud, but our country, it's drowning in over $36 trillion in debt. And here's the terrifying part. We're now spending more than $1 trillion a year just to pay the interest, not the debt itself.
$1 trillion, bro. That shit don't even sound realistic. Who the fuck got that much money? Do we even have that much money as a country? I don't know.
Just the interest. It takes my breath away whenever I talk about it. Imagine you maxed out your credit card that you have, then took out more just to cover your monthly payments. That's what we're doing as a government and as a country. And when the bill comes due, it's you who's going to pay the price. Higher taxes, slash services, or worse, God forbid, a financial collapse that would make 2008 look like a hiccup. If we don't change course here, folks, if we don't stop printing money, overspending, and kicking this can down the road, your future, our future, won't be stable jobs and affordable homes. It'll be layoffs, rent that you can't afford, and retirement accounts that don't mean anything. Heck, some of you are saying right now, I'm already feeling the effects. They'll try to distract you with these headlines and drama, but this is the real threat we are facing, and nobody's coming to save us. I'm curious, what do you think about this in the comment section below?
I definitely feel like 2025, like, jobs are just a fucking trap, bro. It is, like, and I'm not trying to push entrepreneurship on everyone because I know it isn't for everyone, but it seems like that's the only option for this shit, bro. Like, what the fuck else can you do? You have to do something because these people don't give a fuck about you. If they did, the wages would be higher. They don't care, bro. They set the wage at whatever is fucking legal for whatever type of work that you're doing, the minimum of what's legal. And that's what they want us to settle for. Why shit is out here fucking $10 for a fucking carton of eggs.
I think that you're going to see a banking crisis in one of the major mainline banks.
Why, Chamath? Why?
Well, I think if I had to kind of build the case for this, it would be along the following lines. If you added up the total indebtedness of Pax America, which is US government debt plus corporates plus mortgage debt, and you actually sensitize it to rates that are around, call it 5%, what you quickly realize is on a dollar basis that because the amount of debt that we have has just massively exploded, that 5% rates today on $70 odd trillion is actually equivalent to 10% rates 25 or 30 years ago because we only had a fraction of that debt on a dollar basis. And so the pain that you feel at 5 or 6% can very quickly ripple through the economy the way that it did when rates 25 or 30 years ago were 10%. And so I think that when people look at rates, they forget the actual total dollar impact, because when somebody, or collectively, when we have to come up with $3 or $4 trillion, how do you do that? And so I think that there is a non-trivial risk. I think it's small. This is why it's contrarian, but I think it's a risk where if you have a mark-to-market problem, if you have a credit default problem amongst the corporates or amongst enough individual consumers, what I think that happens more than anything else is that it triggers a reserve issue. And I think that the reserve issue in one of these mainline banks, I have two that I think are more obvious than others, but I don't want to name them. I think that there's a small but reasonable chance that happens.
All right, just to sum that up for a lot of y'all that don't understand, long story short, America is looking fucked. Basically, that's what he just said, my nigga. Let me read some of these comments for y'all, man. It's always hilarious when someone whose job is solely created purely on debt complains that it's the structure of other people's debt that's the problem. I'm assuming they talking about the man who's in this video. That's the only person they could be talking about. These guys are proof you don't need to be smart to succeed in the U.S. Billionaires are going to cause a Great Depression 2.0. Now they are trickling the idea out there. Crazy, bro. They will soon lower interest rate, renew trillions of debt. They will soon lower interest rates, renew trillions of debt with lower rates locked for many years, and then raise rates again to stop inflation. I don't know, bro. This shit is fucking... I'm 24, my nigga. Damn, can I get a break? I've been hearing about recessions and inflation and shit since fucking COVID. I was 19, my nigga. Fuck.
Here in the United States, banks are shutting down, and millions of Americans all throughout the country are going into the banks and pulling their money out. There are bank runs happening as we speak. But I want to explain what's going on. I want to explain how some of the things that are happening, these banks shutting down, this is normal. But at the same time, there are some issues that we are facing. Today I want to break down what's happening, why some of these banks are shutting down, and why you are understandably concerned that your money may not be safe. So just the other day I received a few emails, a few different comments, all from people saying they're pulling money from the bank. They don't feel confident. The stock market,
Everybody going into fucking panic mode, man. The same shit that happened with fucking 2019, bro.
market is selling off, right? The current economy, we don't know which direction it's going to go. Is the United States in a trade war with China? We have no clue what's happening. Now, I'm going to get to this. I'm going to explain more about this, okay? But here's what you need to know. Look at this right here. It says, Flagstar Bank closures aren't the canary in the coal mine pundits think it is. Some people are saying that these banks shutting down, this is just the beginning. This is what we are going to see. This is what we've been warning of for several years, is that interest rates are too high. We are still seeing inflation. The economic growth, well, it's not what people were predicting, and many people are going to struggle. Here's the truth. Banks are shutting down, not necessarily only because the economy is in a tough spot. It's because they're preparing for the economy to be in a tougher spot, and they're preparing for their future. Listen to this. One of the reasons why banks are closing down, this is actually coming from a few different friends of mine and people here in the community. One of the reasons why one banker says that they moved to digital banking, that banks are shutting down because they don't need 4 different bank branches in the same 10-mile radius. They just don't need it, especially in smaller cities. Like if you're in New York City or Los Angeles, yeah, I could understand you might need multiple banks in a very small area. But in some areas, you don't need that. Okay? In Bellingham, Washington, you don't need.
And I understand that, like in small ass cities, they still be having 2 or 3 of the same banks on 2 streets away from each other. And it'd be a population of 20,000 people in a fucking city. I don't get that, so I do understand that, but are they closing these bitches down? Like, I don't know the effect that it's gonna have, bro. Like, I can't explain it. I'm gonna let him finish talking, though.
Need 3 different Bank of Americas all in a 5-mile radius. You don't need it. But they say most customers now do their banking online or via mobile apps. It doesn't matter if you're depositing a check, you can do it from your phone.
Apple
you want to check
Pay.
your bank account, you can do it from your phone. You want to apply for a loan, you can do it from your phone. You want to transfer money from one account to your other account, you can do it from your phone. You don't have to go into the bank and tell Janet, hey, here's $200. Can you put this money into savings? Okay, thank you. Because then I need 100. I'm gonna go and I need to put that into checking. The other 100 I need to pay for this other thing.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. The ATM and deposits and shit, it do come in handy. It all depends on how you handle your money, because I know young people personally who still utilize the bank and the ATM and depositing their money just for the feeling of, I guess, security. You know what I'm saying? But with banks closing down, if you're not in a major city, I just don't know the impact it's gonna have, if it's gonna have an impact at all. I don't fucking know. It's crazy though, bro. Like, the world has just been going downhill, bro. We all gotta be truthful about that. You gotta be real with yourself, my nigga. What has gone good since Trump has been in office? Biden has been in office. Even when Trump was doing his first go around, my nigga, the only thing y'all praised that man for was the fucking money he gave us. Y'all didn't even give a fuck about what he was doing in the background. Not to say that he was doing anything wrong for all y'all MAGA supporters. But for the most part, most people that praised Trump praised him for the wrong fucking things. Voted for him again in expectations for the same thing. And we got nothing but higher prices, my nigga. Trump wanted that money back tenfold. everybody going to jail for PPP fraud and unemployment and shit that was 5 years ago. People getting the, I can't even speak on shit, bro, because I want this video to get monetized. I'ma just keep it above. But y'all just drop y'all comments and y'all feedback down below, man. Follow your boy on Instagram and Twitch. Both links will be down below in the description. Check out your boy other channel. It will be in my channel description. And I'll get at y'all in the next video, man. Shit, I had a burp. But yeah, I'll get at y'all in the next video, man.